From American Pie to Legally Blonde, the great Jennifer Coolidge is always making us smile.
Yeah, she is, and she's joining us now. Welcome, Jennifer.
Hi.
Hi.
So nice to see you. Where are we talking to you from?
I'm in New Orleans.
You got to say Nolans. What are you doing in Nolans?
Oh, my favorite cities.
I spend, a good section of the year down here.
Nice, nice. What do you love about the Big Easy? Are you from there originally, or is it you just fell in love with it after working there? Or?
I've done a couple jobs here, but my sister Susanna got into Tulane, and she invited me to come visit her, and that's all it took to see that. I don't know if I would have known New Orleans if I hadn't been lured down here by coming to visit her, but I'm blown away by this city. Really, really love it.
Oh, I love it. The beignets, with all that powdered sugar. Legally Blonde 3. What can you tell us, Jennifer?
Now, see, this is very unfair because, you see, I haven't seen the new script. Like, I know other people have, but I haven't seen it. So I know, like, I want to fill you in. But I don't know anything yet.
Man.
You haven't told me anything. I don't know anything about
Mindy Kaling, who's writing it, hasn't told you anything? Get it, Mario.
Okay, well, Jennifer, we actually met up with you 20 years ago on the set of Legally Blonde, and here's a clip of you teaching us the bend and
old
snap.
enough?
Check it out.
You look and pretend there's something on the ground, right? And then you bend, and then you snap. And you throw your chest up. And it gets all the guys.
The snap is the cutest.
I was so innocent back then.
What is your favorite memory about shooting the first one?
The free donuts at craft service. They had so many donuts on that set. You know, when you're on these sets, it's sort of very intimate, and you feel like, you're just hanging out with your buddies, and you don't know that it's going to have a life of its own after. But I had a really good time on that movie, except for the dancing. The bend and snap was too complicated for me to learn.
Did you see, by the way, that Reese Witherspoon just announced as the newest billionaire?
Really?
Yeah.
Everything she touches turns to gold, and she still looks like she's 11 years old, so she's an 11-year-old billionaire,
Yes.
as far as I'm concerned.
Speaking of movies that are classics, your current movie is getting great reviews.
Yes.
Tell us about Swan Song and who you play in it.
It's an incredible story. A guy who's played by the brilliant actor Udo Kier, and he was once voted most beautiful man in the world. He does an amazing performance as a retired hairdresser that is living out his last few years in a nursing home, and then he makes the decision that he's going to escape and go back and sort of visit sort of his former life and past. And I'm a little different than what some parts that I usually play. Maybe I'm just not so nice.
Well, speaking of a little different, that something else that's also getting great reviews, and someone was just raving about it to me in the hallway here, White Lotus.
Yes.
Which sounds so much fun and so funny. I love that it's set in a resort. It's in paradise, but yet everyone there seems to be in a bad mood. For those not familiar, how would you describe it?
A bunch of rich people go on vacation to this resort, and who they are is sort of naturally comes out. And of course, I get to play a very, very, very wealthy heiress with a lot of problems.
Well, then you play it so brilliantly, which is what we love. We also, Jennifer, we love your fashion, especially in some of your iconic roles. Let's start with Stifler's mom.
Oh, Stifler's mom. That's an iconic
Tell
character.
us something fun about this.
I think that was the only dress I could fit into at the time. Yeah, that was like, there were no other dresses that were my size at that time.
It goes with that
So
awesome
that's why
chair.
Right?
That's why I chose that one.
So great.
That's an awesome. All right, coming up next from one of my favorites, Best in Show.
Well, I just want you to tell you, I loved every one of my outfits in Best in Show.
Oh, you and Jay.
See, I loved all that stuff. I just wanted to dress up like a big baby. And,
What about Legally Blonde?
I don't know. I felt like that little jacket was not as flattering as I thought it was. But you know what? You live and you learn. When you do a couple movies, you realize that you're completely blind sometimes, and you can't you can't see yourself objectively. So I think it would have changed a couple of things. But you know what my favorite thing in Legally Blonde, fashion-wise, I went into Goodwill and I scored and I found these really ugly boots. I wore them for my scene where I, learned the bend and snap.
Yes. Oh. Well, they delivered, and
Yes,
you
they
always
did.
do. Jennifer, great talking to you today. Have fun in New Orleans.
Hey, thank you.
A big thank you to
Thanks, you
Jennifer
guys.
Coolidge. Swan Song is released in theaters Friday and on demand August 13th.